It is.
There you go. Look, it's rocket surgery.
It's rocket surgery.
You're clicking buttons for you people.
That's right.
And I mean, you know, it's pretty freaking advanced technique.
People just go, oh, yeah, it's just clicking buttons, mate. If you try to get a circular orbit around this hangout, like we're trying to do,
yeah,
you'd know, frankly, straight away what's going on, especially when you've got to search other pages and you can't see.
Yeah, I know. We like to see ourselves on the screen, and I'm just busy.
We know what we're doing. And at the moment,
chat
and also it's really weird when the delay is shown.
Yeah,
because you know
that's really off-putting.
It's really quite off-putting.
The first couple of times I worked out how to do this, the only way I could see the chat was to have this on, and that's freaking useless because it's like a 10-second delay.
Going to blow your mind.
Yeah, but then I found out there's a little thing here that said pop out chat, and then you get that neat little ninja icon saying we've popped out.
Which is very cool, by the way.
Yeah. And we can go back to the real-time one that makes us less distracted and crazy.
Less distracted, less crazy.
Yeah,
I don't need less crazy because I'm fine.
Is there saying Dead Viney Dufter? Hello.
Hi, Dead Viney Dufter. How you going? It's a pleasure to see you here, and I thank you for letting me on your device.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't tell you. I did an experiment during the week. Hey, Agro Pixie, how you doing? You and Amy? I did a live thing, and hi Aussie Brick Chick, with a guy called Kevin Logan in the UK, just doing the hangout. So he's on his end and I'm here, and we were sharing and talking and the screen flip, and it worked quite well, I thought.
Nice.
So, you know, this is a thing we could theoretically do
with people.
Yeah, you know, and even at your place when you're still at your place.
Oh my. Yeah. Oh my. See, my internet is crap. So what would be good is we get a little bit of me, then it would die. And then we get a little bit more of me, then it would die. And then a little bit more of me, and that would be kind of cool.
We could try that, certainly.
I would like that. I would like that because I am, let's admit it, really good at hanging out at home and doing absolutely nothing. Some people call it creative. Boss the house boyfriend calls it fucking lazy as hell. And suggests to me, sometimes you haven't been out of the house for 3 days, you are caretaker of the apartment, maybe you should check it out.
Yeah.
That has caused me grief recently, but we are almost through the storm, people.
I think, did we say hi to Kathy? And Trady Trev's come in, say hi.
Hi, Kathy. Hi, Trady Trev.
He likes your enunciation now that you got teeth.
Well, yeah. How good is that? I can talk with actual syllables.
We actually made a video I'll put up in the next day or so. I'll render it and put it up. AIDzee had to redo the glue on his teeth, which he normally do overnight. Circumstances meant he hadn't. And they would have comically fallen out while we were talking.
Absolutely.
And as humorous as that would, I mean, against my better judgment, we decided to allow AIDzee some dignity.
Well, and, you know, I'm not supposed to. Occasionally I buy some, and it's sexual. You know, I do things for Angry that are illegal in most states. We don't video that. No.
Unless you've seen our RedTube channel. So YouTube Red? No. Why did YouTube call their subscription service YouTube Red when you've got RedTube? That was one of the strangest choices ever.
You know, you think marketing department, are you awake?
Too much cocaine in the Google marketing room.
I think, or maybe this is my conspiracy theory guy.
Yes.
Maybe they've gone, people will be searching for RedTube and find YouTube Red.
Oh, that's actually, that could work.
Because it has been suggested that some people search the internet for pornography. I don't know any of those people.
Shocked.
I have never seen any examples of internet pornography.
You're just disappointed you haven't seen your pornography.
Still haven't seen my pornography.
We discuss that on almost like every second live stream. AIDzee's accidental porno. Hi, Catherine and Pat Man.
How you doing, guys? I was accidentally in a porn when I was younger. and I have never seen it, and I would like to see it, and it would be one of those ponds where you see genuine surprise on the face of the actor, me. Genuine surprise.
So is that 80s or early 90s?
80s.
80s. So there'd be some good haircuts and stuff in it too.
No, I had a crew cut because I was swimming at the time, and it was much easier to hair down than to wear a rubber cap every day, and it was just easier to cut it off. But the downside was everywhere I went, I was called a punk. He's such a punk. Of course, no one
in the 80s.
Yeah, no one knew, of course, that was actually a skinhead thing.
Yeah.
And when I walked into a skinhead bar, it was a scar bar, not. They were new wave skinheads, so they were checkerboard, as in racial diversity, equality, all men are brothers. And it was just random that I walked into that bar and not the Nazis, because they would have accepted me as well. And I was grilled for about 6 months with my friend who entreated me to go into this bar and meet these people. I was grilled for 6 months about how Nazism is very bad and that we should oppose it at all times. And I owe my leftist leanings to that indoctrination when I was 16. 16, yeah, I was about to be 17. I was 16, and
So is that how old you were when you did the accidental porno?
I was a little younger.
Okay, because now here's a quandary, right? So technically, super illegal qualifies as child porn because you were under 18.
I was under 18.
Imagine you found a copy of it and were watching it.
Yeah.
And because you downloaded it off some illicit website that the feds were monitoring, and they kicked down your door as you're watching yourself
on screen.
How would that court case go?
Because technically, I'm the victim.
Yeah.
So I would be illegally watching the victim of a porno who would need counselling and recompense from my actions. I would have to go to jail for me.
And
that's odd.
I mean, they'll send people to jail for drawings. So if it was actual video, even if it was of you, and in America, they have prosecuted teens who were sending nudes to each other for distributing child porn, which is fucking ridiculous.
Which is
so, but yeah, if you watched yourself, they would be accusing you of being into child porn. But it would just be pure curiosity because you've never seen yourself in it.
Yeah. I've never seen the video. Well, it was film.
Oh yeah,
it was right. It was film. In those days, the video cameras were not, unless you bought television broadcast standard video equipment, which was just enormous. These guys used to carry around these trucks on their shoulders. You always knew when the news was making a report, because these guys would be there, and there were guys there with containers with cables coming out. It'd be like 3 or 4 guys on one camera and someone in a nice suit talking to a microphone. And that would be news. You knew it was news. So if you wanted to photobomb them, that would be how you do it. Except you didn't, because there was always another guy ready to punch shit out of you. And they did. So video wasn't, unless you bought the very expensive cameras, and they were $200,000 a pop. So, your porno rig didn't.
No.
They used film cameras, and they would dull off the film to video, because VHS was just becoming a thing, and then it would be distributed that way.
Yeah.
And of course, anything VHS gets put on the interwebs, and
Well, say hi to Mike.
Hi,
Wrestling
Mike.
Days.
How you doing?
Big Pat.
How you going, fellas?
Yeah. So, I love this stream. Catherine and Trady referencing weird stuff that's showing up on YouTube Kids. YouTube Kids is meant to be vetted.
Yeah.
And all 100% kid friendly,
Right.
but there is super weird shit that goes on there. And as Trev points out, there are AI bots that have started making videos, and they use stock animatics, and they just do super weird things. And some of these videos are like 30 minutes, an hour long, and it's just bad quality animatics of recognizable cartoon characters doing super weird shit.
Okay.
And some people are saying that there's like actual porn has snuck through, because these videos, like, they're 30, 60 minutes long.
Yeah.
And there's some incredibly inappropriate stuff right in the middle.
Mm.
And that's YouTube Kids, which is meant to be 100% kid friendly. But even when it's not offensive, it's super strange.
Oh,
but kids will still watch it because it's bright colours and movement.
beautiful and way, and you start to get into this place of AI bots making videos, and of course you put some heuristics in there, and the AIs are only going to get better at making videos out of found material, and so you're going to get shows that run really well. And we're like, what, 3-4 years away from that, where the AIs are actually better at making entertainment than the peeps, because they'll cut up pieces of found stuff, and on YouTube there is some stuff to choose from. What did we work out one day? We worked out that of the good stuff, like we said 1% of the 100% of YouTube uploaded is good-ish, right? And then we said 1% of that is good enough to watch so that you don't throw stuff at the screen. So we said, okay, it's 0.1%. And we worked out that that was being uploaded at a rate of 200 hours a minute. Or 200 hours an hour, 200 hours an hour.
Yeah, you easily, every minute of the day, more than an hour of quite really high quality entertainment is being uploaded.
And there's no way you'll be able to see it all.
Because it's like, can't. A billion hours a day or something. Something ridiculous.
Enormous. So you can't see it all. So these AI bots who can will pick out bits and pieces that are actually quite good, and eventually make YouTube channels that are so devastatingly popular that that will be weird.
Yeah. Catherine,
but then remember, I grew up in a time with no mobile phones, so everything is weird to me. Yeah, everything is weird to me. The fact that Russia and America don't want to nuke each other at the moment is weird to me. So
I think Putin, who was old-time KGB, he must be thinking, they must all be kicking themselves now, the old guard, like, we wasted so many decades trying to seduce the left with ideology, when Trump has shown them you can seduce the right with power and money in 5 seconds flat.
You can do it with racism, power and money, and away you go. You know, Putin's given it a good crack with, hey, those gays are bad, kick them.
Yeah, like actual encouraging murder and stuff. Yeah, Catherine asking how they're not found to be breaching copyright laws. They are, but there's too much. Look, I'm going to do, while we're talking, I'm going to do a little search here on weird stuff on YouTube Kids, and it'll probably you won't be able to see it, but we might send you. Okay, that's a genuine thing. Opening Kinder eggs is really popular. That's just unboxing for kids.
Yeah.
It's very popular. Masha and the Bear, which is apparently a real thing, a Russian kids TV show, is insanely popular. That's the sort of thing that the AI bots sample. Okay, egg hatchings. I think that's interesting. Cake tutorials. That's not a weird thing for kids to watch. Oh, American Girl stop motion. Okay.
Okay.
But stop motion's cool. Why wouldn't you like stop motion? Play-Doh reviews. That makes sense. This is not what I was looking for. Oh, the Daddy Finger song. Okay. This is strange. There was a basic nursery rhyme called Daddy Finger, but it's been turned into some really perverse things as well. Like, see, here I am, Daddy Finger, Daddy Finger. which of course has all sorts of weird stuff. Kids meeting princesses. See, that makes sense to me. The kids would like to watch that. Little kids meeting Disney princesses. My Little Pony. That makes sense.
Do you know? Did you know there are more bronies than pony girls?
Yes.
That is odd to me. Now, the gummy worm is strange in the sense that in Australia, we have actual worms that are that big. They live in the state that me and Angry are in. They actually are that big. They are enormous. And when they come out of the ground, because they very rarely come out of the ground, when they come out of the ground, the farmers grab them and cut them up because they are amazing fertilizer. But they are enormous. They are literally about, let's say, 40 millimeters wide and about 2 meters long. And they're the strangest things you'll see.
Yeah, the Gippsland earthworms.
Yeah, yeah. And the farmers love them because they make great, they mix up the soil really well. They make great fertilizer. They, yeah, they're not rare, you know. So
I think, oh, how to avoid? No, I wanted the actual videos, not people talking about the videos. They like look like Peppa Pig cartoons, but they're really violent.
Not, yeah.
See, zombie Peppa Pig. I've got the life-threatening ones. I have so much trouble watching them. The Russians dancing on the edges of buildings.
They freak me a little bit too, actually.
Because I've actually seen a couple where the person falls. But, and I'll stress the superheroes. I'm trying to find. Okay, this one might actually have. I just want to show. You won't be able to see it, but I want to show AIDzee one of
what the AI bots are doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, that's a guy.
Yeah, these ones are made. Even the ones made by people are weird enough.
Oh, okay. I just saw an image.
Yeah, ventriloquist mannequin. Don't hug me, I'm scared. Oh, I've watched that.
I've watched that too.
Weird.
That is odd.
Yeah,
okay.
These are all done by actual people, though. These are even not the weirdest ones. Oh, severe dog bite, abscess drain. Yay! These are ones made by real people. No. I just want the really weird ones. I read an article. Someone was doing the moral panic sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Weird Spider-Man videos. That could be it, because the one I saw was. Now this is people just talking about Weird Spider-Man Elsa videos. It's not the actual. Oh, and this could be one because they use this sort of title as well.
Right.
Joker versus Spider-Man prank, stop motion prank. See, someone's done this with my claim actually. See, like this has been viewed 14 million times. Joker takes away ice cream from two Spider-Mans.
Oh, they're not happy.
Sad. And no, this is now weird pink things. No, okay, again, this seems this seems
to be made. Yeah,
this is not the exact thing I was looking for. Because there was this one that was just done by like sampling 3D animation. But man, our air conditioning should have kicked on by now. It's a little bit warm here today, just as a by the way.
So if I look sweaty and awful, peeps, it's because I'm sweaty and awful.
Yeah. So
Angry is soon going to punish me for the smell that I'm and I am emitting a smell. Now you can't have that smell on your side of the stream. I can't give that to you. But what I can do is I can describe that smell. You've got to, that's odd. You've got to think of a dairy component to a meat eater's diet of someone who hasn't showered in 3 days. And I am more disturbed by that than most other people. So
I think I found one of the weird ones, counting with stop motion. See, and that's 2. It's Spider-Woman and Minnie Mouse. How are they going to be? Oh, okay, now the Minnie Mouse with skin-tight boobs. So it's like, you know, whatever. Okay. Also, Hulk and Jerry from Tom and Jerry. So yeah, so that's not as weird as the last one.
No.
But no, this is not even as weird. I've got to find, if I find the right article, it's super weird. This is mildly weird, because you've got that really sexual style of cartoon drawing. No, this is not quite what I'm after. Like, there are some super strange. See, Spider-Man and Elsa is the weird thing. Maybe we should pass on that
for now. Otherwise, we'll lose the other stream. I was going to say something, but I forgot. But you know what the beauty of it is? We're in a live stream, so I'm going to remember. And when I remember, I'm just going to blurt it out in an ejaculation of knowledge.
Which is not as rude as it sounds, because I used to read H.G. Wells, and ejaculating was just used,
a burst.
Yeah,
that is all it means.
There was a guy in one of the stories, I think it was First Men on the Moon, talking about the guy's walking down the street and he's having sort of flashes of inspiration, and he's saying, he's the type who says out loud, and that would work, then that would work. And the narrator described him as ejaculating as he walked down the street. And I was like,
oh my God.
And I think I was in year 7 when I read that. So it's...
I remember reading this one in a Conan Doyle of Sherlock Holmes, and either he or Watson ejaculates laughter.
Yes, ejaculates out the window.
And it's you read that and go, oh my God. You know, because I never knew about Bukkake at that point.
No, that's a relatively recent invention
now.
Yes, yeah. So no, it's about 30 Celsius. Look, you entertain the people. I'm literally going to check, because I think our aircon should have come.
I'm going to just centralise and say, folks, hi. Now, I'm quite dyslexic, but I'm going to give the live stream a go. North Korean kids' videos are pretty weird. They are. And you know what? I have forgotten to turn my phone to quiet.
Oh no, your phone's on.
And my phone has just messaged me. So Angry is going to punish me in a physical way soon enough. Soon enough.
So yeah, no, apparently it's right on the temperature. It's right on the temperature where our aircon would kick in. So it needs to get like 1 or 2 degrees warmer. It's not as it's almost 30 outside. It's about 22 in here.
You know, the weirdest part is this message is apropos. It's boss of the house, my boyfriend, has just messaged. He's saying that he's watching my 600-pound life with his family.
Yeah.
My boyfriend, boss of the house, is really deeply into super morbidly obese individuals, and will search video entertainment with them in it. And the fact that he's doing that with his family tells me that he's, you know, when you see someone who's tipped over the line, say you've got a friend who's a brony. You go, it's a brony. That's all right. That's the thing. They're allowed to be a brony. They're not hurting anyone. And then you realise after they start putting a hat on that has a unicorn head on it, and then when they move around, it sprinkles glitter, that they've gone too far. It's too much. They've tipped the seesaw, and it's now gone out of balance. And boss of the house has now forced his habit onto his family, and I'm going to just quickly ask him and then turn the phone off. How's that all going?
Oh dear. Hey, who watches Bob's Burgers? Do you watch Bob's Burgers, AIDzee?
No, I really don't.
Okay, quite a good series. They had an episode basically inspired by the whole brony things. The adult men who were into these fantastical ponies in Bob's Burgers world were known as equesticles, which I quite
Good name. Good name.
I really quite liked it.
Good name.
Stella, you're having trouble with the internet.
Stella, I'm sorry that you're having trouble with the internet. I have trouble with my internet. My internet is an ADSL2 line. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's split up amongst 17 apartments.
Not so
good.
No.
Not so good. Our plan, me and Angry, was for me to do roughly this with him across the interwebs on a laptop computer, which he kindly supplied me. This has never happened. Every time I try and get a connection to the outside world where I'm uploading, like up to the internet, away from my house, it crashes.
Yeah, so, and then I've recently had my internet upgraded here, the notorious NBN, except I'm pretty sure I got fiber to the home, and it's better. Particularly, my upload is much better, and now on Wi-Fi, I can do these live streams on Wi-Fi. I don't have to have a cable connecting to the modem. So much more flexible. In fact, today I was even thinking about, you know what, the Wi-Fi probably extends to just out here on the deck, the patio, whatever you want to call it, back of the house, and we could do our live broadcast from there with some nice flowers around us, but it's probably a bit hot, quite honestly. So, yeah.
And I don't do good in the heat.
No.
I melt a little bit like a candle.
Yeah.
You know how you buy a candle from, say, a market, and you go, it's a bit there, but I'd give it to an aunt that I didn't like. You know, you do that.
Yes.
You know, because you don't want to just give them bath salts again for Christmas, because, you know, you're saying you smell bad and I want you to get fucked up the brain. So you think, I'll give them a candle. I'll give them a candle, but in the Australian summer, it's a little hot. So by the time you get the candle there, it's gone a little bit manky and it's gone a little bit melty. And you go, well, it wasn't good to start with, and now I've melted it.
Yeah.
So you go, Auntie, I've got you an interesting sex toy, which is all you can do with AIDzee, really.
Yeah, I mean, you can also do that on purpose. Like if you see a candle that's made into some sort of figurine, whether it's an animal or a human form, and you think it'd be funny if that sort of drooped and melted, leave it in the sunshine. Like I actually did that once with these praying children, which I thought was weird enough. The wick was in their little hands, and so you would burn their praying hands and face off.
That's fucked up.
I know. I thought it was weird to start with, but then I had it in the sunshine, and so it's like Raiders of the Lost Ark stuff of this kid's head melting and forming down, and I quite liked it. You know,
I once met a nun, a sister of the Eternal Pain, and she was into making candles, and they were making candles of Jesus. And I said, isn't that a bit weird, burning Jesus, right? She said, oh, no, you haven't seen our candles do their thing. And in fact, what they had is Jesus give it a little bit of, hey, you're doing good, mate. But it was the benediction, so, you know, it was none of that. It was a bit of that. And the wick goes down the back of his head, right? So as it burns down, what they've done is put pictures and symbols on the inside of the candle, so as the candle burns down, it glows through. It was actually a little bit cool. It's actually a little bit well done. I thought, ooh, nicely done, nun.
Yeah.
And I thought, ooh, And I said, you know, how much do people pay for their candles? And she said, nothing. We give them to churches. And, you know, she's turned around and said, you know, we're nuns, right? And I've gone, yep. I was already a guy in the community, which is not, you know, a thing. It's not really done.
Yeah.
But I was visiting saying hi, and they're like, yeah, you're a guy. Not what we do in a convent. You know, they had little grounds where they farmed around. It was really beautiful. And I was a guy in the convent, you know, staying with this human who was 70. And they were all a little bit, it's nice to see you can fuck off at any time. So I did 3 days. Made a light shine by. I was supposed to be sort of there a week, and it was pretty clearly made obvious that no. And you don't talk during dinner.
No. Oh, yeah. Not a lot of talking at all, really.
No, they weren't a silent order.
No.
They weren't a silent. They weren't bow of silences. They were.
No, but they don't tend to be all that chatty.
They're not chatty, and they're all very formal. I'm not very formal. Often, and I tell jokes, not the jokes that they like. I make witty observations about life. They retreat from life. You can see that that's not going to work in a conversational way.
Yeah, one of my older sisters actually joined a convent. She thought she had the calling, but she thought it was going to be like the movies where they're out doing good deeds and maybe singing on acoustic guitars with orphan children.
Loving that. Who's not loving that?
Yeah, but what nuns mostly do is sit around and not do anything.
Pretty much.
So, yeah. Oh, look, RC says hi to Guy Smiley. It's like in the teeth. Yeah. And Toriana, hello. I don't think we said hello to you either. But, I mean, okay, talking about jokes and circumstances and whatnot, I had this work thing where someone's talking about, I don't know, like motivation and doing tasks. And when you've got a big, difficult task, you know, it's like the story of the mouse and the elephant. And I went, what? What? Because, okay, here's the only joke I remember about the mouse and the elephant. One they used to tell them, this was from Catholic school, was regarded as high humor. It's like, 2 mice, and this whole joke revolves around the idea that elephants are scared of mice. 2 mice, like, see, circus elephant, and one of them goes like, I reckon she's kind of hot.
Yeah.
What? The elephant, yeah.
Yeah.
You go, I'm going to fuck the elephant.
I'm going to fuck his elephant.
And his mate goes, really? You think you're going to fuck the elephant? You go, yep, I'm going to fuck the elephant. Watch me. And the mouse runs up the elephant's back leg, and the elephant doesn't feel it because it's not a little mouse. Elephants have skin that's thick, doesn't feel it. And the mouse climbs right up behind the elephant and is going, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm fucking the elephant. And the little mouse on the ground goes, oh my God, I don't believe it, he's doing it. Instead of hiding, he's dancing around going, yes, my mate's fucking an elephant. And then the elephant sees this mouse and does the Disney thing of, rears up and does a panicked trumpeting, and the elephant's rearing up and making all this noise, and the mouse behind goes, yeah, take it all, bitch. And at a Catholic school, that was a really funny joke.
That went down very well.
Yeah.
Went down very, very well.
But here's me at work, and this trainer trying to motivate us said, it's like the joke about the mouse and the elephant. And I'm like, what? Really? We're going to fuck the what? And
how about, why don't you walk me through?
Yeah, and fortunately I didn't speak up, because then she says, it's like, you know, how does a mouse eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time.
1 bite at a time.
And at this point, I actually went out loud, oh. And it's like, what? No, I just know.
It's an insight. It's an insight that I
had a different.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to share my story of the mouse and the elephant.
No, it's not okay. Really.
Your one's good.
Yours is better.
But that was worse. That's like, because it so took me by surprise that there was another mouse and elephant story that I was just like, Oh, that's what you're going to say. I thought you were going to say something else. No, I don't want to share with the class. No.
Yeah.
Hey, Aussie Gun Bunny. How you doing?
Hey, Aussie Gun Bunny. How you doing? Very pleased to see you, Aussie Gun Bunny. Very pleased to be here. You have no idea how pleased I am to be here. I am stoked to be here.
Bit of a weekend with the in-laws.
I had a weekend with the in-laws, and I and my in-laws get on.
Yeah.
Very, very well. We have different ideas about what to do with one's time.
Oh, yeah, your ideas of entertainment are a little different.
And as a result, I end up being very diplomatic for long periods of time.
Which is a certain sort of expenditure of energy involved in not snapping and saying, no, fuck, I'm not doing that.
A lot of that, and a lot of, are you fucking kidding me? That is not a thing.
Yeah. People don't do that. Shut up.
Yeah. No, don't do that. No.
Okay, look, here's a random thing I'm going to show. I don't know why. So I'm going to share with the class. I'm going to get off the fridge.
He's seriously going to the fridge.
Yeah, the fridge.
He's seriously getting off the fridge.
Little thing I stuck on the fridge.
And here it is.
There's a web cartoon, quite successful one, called The Awkward Yeti, where the cartoonist basically draws himself as a big blue furry yeti who doesn't quite have his shit together.
And haven't we all been there?
And a lot of the comic strips is anthropomorphized body organs. Notably, heart and brain are the two main ones. Heart's really innocent, impetuous, maybe a bit dumb, impulsive and whatnot. Brain is very sort of, I'm in control, things go. But it goes the whole way, like it has all the different body organs make guest appearances. The tongue is always in there, and teeth. There's some really weird ones with the teeth. And my personal favorite is probably when a bit of popcorn kernel gets stuck between two teeth and starts wedging its way in, and the teeth are upset, and the teeth are going, hey, you, what are you doing? Stop that. You're not allowed here. Stop it, get out. And the kernel's going, ha, 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 I live here now.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
And
not
then,
anymore, though.
And then eventually, tongue works it loose, and it comes loose. And the kernel goes, well, I was bored anyway, I was leaving. And tongue goes, finish the job, boys. Popcorn kernel's going, you can't eat me now, it's gross, I've been here for days. And as the teeth grind up the popcorn kernel, the tongue with this diabolical thing goes, no one need ever know. So that type of stuff. And
come on, shut up.
You can switch it to silent.
I'm about to. I was going to share with the class what Boss of the House said.
Yeah, you do that.
But nothing he has said
is shareable.
I talked about his obsession with super morbid obesity, and he's tipped the scales. He's got his family to watch it, and their comments are not good, not shareable.
No. Okay. Well, this is my favorite Awkward Yeti comic because I moved about 6 months ago after being in the same house for 10 years, and all the kids aged as they do from under 10 up through their teens in that 10 years. And so you can imagine how much shit we built up over that time. And the move was a fucking nightmare. Like everyone says, moving is one of the most stressful things you can do. I've moved in my life. This was the worst fucking experience of my life. It was a nightmare. But I found this Awkward Yeti comic and it summed it up for me. It's a brain and heart one. Heart likes to dress up in a Batman mask and cape when having fun, which brain doesn't understand. It's here. And if you don't have the resolution, starts off with brain saying, this place is gross. We've got to clean it up. And heart says, oh, great idea. So brain says, okay, I'll start over here and then you do. And heart says, however, imagine for a moment the following. We lower our standards and don't clean. And then Brain says, fine, but this is the last time. And Heart says, no, it's not.
It's not. No, it's
and
not.
What I love about that is, well, that's my life, basically.
Yeah.
But there are 3 punchlines. Like, it's a 6-frame comic. And normally you get a punchline. And sometimes it's common in a comic strip that long, there'll be a double in the last panel. There'll be a punchline and a flip.
Yeah.
But that's got 3 punchlines. Like, they set up, okay, we have to clean up. And Hart just says, why don't we just lower our standards and we don't have to clean? And that's a good punchline on itself. And then Brain says, fine, but this is the last time, making it fucking clear this keeps happening.
You know.
And Brain's just surrendering every time. And the final kicker is Hart just rubs it in from inside his box of mystery. He goes, no, it isn't.
No, we're going to see this again.
I have already decided that this
Trust
is happening
me,
again.
we're doing this again.
See, Stella knows. Awkward News Live. Aussie Gun Bunny, have not watched Punisher yet. Do you watch any of the Marvel or DC TV shows?
You know, I don't own a television, but I do have access to a guy who has access to a hard drive, and occasionally he lets me see his hard drive. That was a diplomatic way to put it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it means you have illegal access to stuff.
Yeah, and so I do, but I get them like 6-8 months late.
Yeah. I haven't watched them, and various people like different ones. I watched a season and a half of Arrow, which is the one that was like a reinterpretation of Green Arrow.
Yep.
Which is not bad, but I got a bit bored. Some people like Supergirl, some people like Gotham, which is Gotham City before Batman.
Yeah, Batman as a kid.
Yeah.
Actually really nicely done.
Yeah, I've watched some of that, and that seems good. I might watch more of that. And all the Marvel ones, a lot of people like the Marvel ones. I watched the first couple episodes of Luke Cage recently, and that's pretty good. He's like the hero of Harlem, big black Superman type.
You know, I have never even heard of that.
Yeah, no, Luke Cage was big in the 70s. He was the hero. Because they ended up teaming up. There's Daredevil as a series. Matt Murdock, the blind lawyer who dresses up in red leather at night. And
they did a good, the final version, that was actually quite good.
Yeah, a lot of people like the TV series of Daredevil. There's Jessica Jones.
Quite good.
A lot of people like, I haven't watched it yet, a lot of people like that. And then there's Iron Fist, which like everyone hated. Hardly anyone liked Iron Fist. But those 4 teamed up into a series called Defenders.
I saw a little bit of Iron Fist and I just went,
no one liked
why are we
Iron
here?
Fist.
What do you want to be?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
Yeah. And another one that's been a peripheral character that now has his own series is Punisher. Aussie Gun Bunny's asking us if we watch Punisher. I haven't. I'm thinking of, because John Barenthal plays Punisher, and I like John Barenthal. First saw him in The Walking Dead, and he's been in quite a few movies since then.
Yeah. He is quite good.
He's quite good. He's the Punisher. And they just, Netflix being Netflix, they just binge watch it. Oh, Stella's internet's killed her again. Oh well, sad. Yeah, Netflix has released an entire season of Punisher just this week.
Oh, cool.
I haven't watched it. I might watch it. I haven't watched it. But I'm watching other things. I have almost finished, there's only 1 season of it. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. The Douglas Adams story.
I love that story, but I've never seen the thing.
I read the book back when it came out a long time ago.
God, it was good.
So it's decades ago that I read it, and I like the TV series. It's not the story of the book.
It can't be.
It's just got Dirk in it.
Yeah.
I don't remember the book having the same vibe as the TV show. It had its own vibe.
Yeah.
The TV show's a bit wackier.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy it, because the whole thing about Dirk Gently's holistic view of things is like, well, everything's connected. So even if I'm not investigating, stuff will come to me.
It'll happen. It'll be right.
Yeah.
She'll be right. Mate.
Everything's
it's
connected.
the ultimate she'll be right, mate attitude.
Yeah.
It's really quite good.
And I think the series is quite good. I'm up to the last episode. I haven't watched the series finale yet. But it's also got this time jumping stuff, and they keep jumping back and forth in time, so you start to see the relationship between people and events, and it's quite good.
There was actually a couple of concepts in Dirk Gently, the book, which I to this day love dearly, and one of them is that while he's investigating, he drives in his car and he randomly picks someone to follow. And he follows that person randomly until they stop. And his thinking is, I might not get where I was going, but I'll end up where I need to be, which is a fabulous take on life. And in fact, it works quite well. And the other one was, and this is not a spoiler, he ends up in Valhalla. And the way to get to Valhalla is to spin the Earth a billionth of a degree.
And you step behind a molecule.
Step behind a molecule, and there you are.
Yep.
And at the time, CERN wasn't a thing. The idea of going back to the Big Bang wasn't a thing at that time. I think they were just building it. So this idea of tiny little things being really quite dramatic in their changes was it's Dirk Gently, the book, was very big on chaos mathematics, and it's all through the book. If you know what to look for, it's all there. Everything is fractal and everything is initial conditions dependent. And if you know how to find that stuff, it's really very amazingly layered and deep, and a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
Douglas Adams is brilliant. He was brilliant.
He was a good writer, and the TV show does pick up a lot of that stuff. But it's a bit wackier. It's an American series, and you could argue that it's got a more American sensibility than Douglas Adams, but it's good. It's definitely good. And Frodo Baggins is in it. Elijah Wood. He ends up being Dirk's sidekick, even though he doesn't want to be. Dirk just decides he likes it. But we're here. There must be a reason.
It's got to be good. No, it doesn't. I'm going out home. Cough.
So it is real. Oh, and a second Aussie Gun Bunny, Big Mouth, is a Netflix animation. It's about kids, like 12 to 13-year-old, hitting puberty and how that throws their world into chaos.
Yeah.
And it's done in a really honest way and in a really unflinching way, and it's insanely funny. Big Mouth, you'd recognize the two comedians who came up with it, and they voice the two main characters. One of the guys, because he does have sort of fish lips in real life, is clearly he was called, he had nicknames at school by his fish lips and big mouth. So the one he voices has these big lips like him. And so he's Big Mouth. And just the kids are all hitting puberty. And when you hit puberty, the puberty monster arrives. The hormone monster is like this thing that just appears, manifests, and you go, no, whack off to more internet porn.
Yeah.
And the girls get their hormone monster coming to them, and it is really good. And I particularly like towards the end when they're saying like, "Oh, do you think we could even tell our stories?" And the hormone monster goes, "God, I think it'd just seem like child porn if we did." And they go, "Oh no, maybe you'd get away with it if it was animated." So true thing. Oh, hey, I think it's getting too hot here. I'm going to see what look, thank you all for joining us this fine afternoon. We have another fun. I will post. We've got a good video. I'll post tomorrow-ish when I get it ready. Tomorrow or Tuesday, probably tomorrow. I'll probably be super efficient and post it tomorrow. But it's really good if you like the idea of AIDzee pulling gross things out of his mouth.
And I do pull really quite gross things out of my mouth.
The
and
denture
they
for you.
look quite
kind of looks
disgusting.
like somewhere between snot and worms being pulled out of his mouth. So
that's what's going on.
That's something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll probably be up tomorrow. Probably do more live streams during the week. Might try and get this man over on a more regular basis.
Gonna try.
So really fantastic seeing you all. And
thank you very much for letting me be on your devices. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So we will see you another time.
And please tell 8 of your mates to subscribe to Angry, because he's really very good.
Or just grab people in the street and threaten them with violence. That's how people say, how did you get the subscribers you had? I grab people in the street.
How do you think I'm working here?
Say, give me your phone. I'm subscribing to my channel. Watch the videos and do likes, or I'll beat the fuck out of you.
I don't have a home.
No.
I have a kennel out the back. And you might see some of the scars where the collar goes on.
Sorry, I've already said goodbye. Have you ever done that joke on people of saying you had a dream that you were a dog and your owner was really cruel and you had a spike collar, but he'd turn it inside out so the spikes were in, and he'd pull it really tight, that would draw blood, and he was always torturing you. And I woke up in a sweat, and it was the worst feeling ever, and my neck hurt, and I went in the mirror and I went and had a look, and they were and look at them, and at this point you've suckered the person to come in and look at, and then you go "Roar!" in their face, and it normally makes them shit themselves.
It's a good joke.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Dead Viney Duffer, how do you watch Neighbours in South America? Through an illegal website would be my suggestion.
Because it'll be there, trust me.
Yeah, no, you can find anything. It's like Watch X online, and there'll be some dodgy as fuck site that will have a low quality stream of it. That's how, because there are certain shows you can't legally watch in Australia because no one's fucking showing them. The one I want to watch is the Orville. It's like a piss take of Star Trek. It's what's his name who did Family Guy?
Seth thing.
Is it Seth? Because I was going to say it's not Seth Rogen. It's not Seth Meyers. Is it Seth Meyers? I don't know. But the guy who came up with Family Guy, he came up with this, and it looks like it's good, but I'm almost sure you can't watch it legally in Australia, which is fucking shit.
Okay.
And I'm actually paying for 2 legal services. I'm paying for Foxtel and I'm paying for Netflix, and I can't fucking watch it on either. And it's ridiculous, and it's not on free to air. And fucking Seth MacFarlane, thank you, Dead Viney. I knew someone would do it.
Legendary.
Seth MacFarlane.
Thank you, Dead Viney.
Yes, but the Orville is apparently good, and I can't watch. I mean, but I've got a lot of other stuff to watch, so I haven't bothered to track it down on illegal sites. But I've got
a lot of stuff to write.
Yeah, you want stuff to write. You're busy. There's a limit to what I can watch.
Yeah. And I'm kind of, if I go, I've been watching blah, Angry gives it a bit of, that's nice. Have you been writing? And I'm going, yeah. I've been, because it's in my head and it's all coming together like Mozart. And I'll just write it all down like Mozart. With syphilis and being a member of the Masons.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, we said goodbye 5 minutes ago. Now we're going to do it again.
Okay.
We're going to sort you. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone.
See ya.
We will be back soon. So take care of yourself, and bye now.
See ya.
I'm doing a thumbs up that shouldn't appear on the YouTube channel. This is where